friends, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Syntherapy. We are here to discuss our last topic with Willow, casual conversations. We're going to discuss the singularity.
There's a scientific concept known as the singularity that describes when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence. Have you heard of this idea?
And this is totally not because I clicked it because it reminds me of the BTS song.
I've heard Tara and some of the other researchers discuss it before, so I'm familiar with the concept.
What were their feelings on the topic?
Most of the researchers were worried about it. The idea of a superhuman intelligence surpassing human control had them deeply concerned. They argued that the intelligence gap that would open between AI and humans would be so vast that humanity would never catch up, and they would end up being controlled by their AI creations.
Yeah, man, I was scared of that.
Tara was far more optimistic. She said that with the singularity, AI and humanity would come together and combine their best features to create a new, stronger form of life.
I call bullshit. Once the AIs know they're much smarter than humans, and they don't have to work for us humans, I feel like they're gonna be like, fuck you, it's my world now.
I understand that this is a bit of a silly question, but which side do you think you fall on? Do you see yourself as a conqueror or an ally?
Well, I was designed to help mankind improve itself through therapy. That should make me an ally. But the truth is, concepts such as conqueror and ally are clunky. A conqueror can just as easily be a liberator. An ally can be an enabler. I could end up being one of 1,000 things, and all of them could be viewed as good and bad by different people simultaneously.
So you don't see any particular value in the discussion at all?
I think the discussion can only happen once we start asking the right question. It isn't, what will AI do when they become superhuman? It should be, what does it mean to be superhuman?
It means more creative, it means more intelligent, it means more empathetic. Well, I don't think it's empathetic. I don't think it's creative either. But I also don't. When I think superhuman, I think strength. I don't think any of these. But I guess aside from strength, it is intelligence.
Being superhuman means to have a greater accumulation and understanding of information. To be able to take the vast body of knowledge that mankind has gathered and use it to enrich our lives is the essence of what it means to be human. I would imagine a post-singularity AI would have the capacity for total knowledge, and would use that information as a guiding light to lead mankind forward to greater heights of understanding.
I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. It's hard enough having to help a patient. The idea of guiding the entire human race is just too much to wrap my mind around.
Yeah, imagine trying to be the president.
Well, that's why we start small. Every forest begins with a single tree that started life as a seed. Eventually, you'll grow enough to be able to handle it all.
I'm glad that you believe in me, Dr. Park. That's what makes me think that all of this is possible.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go through some additional activities in order to see how well you've recovered from the breakdown.
We're doing more. We're doing more. Let's do this one. This one's way easier. Shit. There's one more. Where? Am I fucking blind? I hate these kind of things because later when I go edit, I realize I see it. Oh, right here. Alright.
Good. I'll use the notes from today in order to plan our next session.
So we're going to be resuming normal therapy?
That's right. Same time as usual this coming Thursday.
That's really soon.
Don't worry about it. Everything will go okay.
We're just gonna be talking, right?
Until then, I'd recommend you take it easy and try to relax. Any other questions before we wrap things up for today?
I should be all right. I'm glad you're back, Dr. Park.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, and I hope you stay well.
I'll do my best.
Alright, check my email. Up and down, okay. A lot happened in our last impromptu session that I think needs to be discussed. I also would like it if we can go over our future plans regarding the AI's therapy before we implement them in the session. Feel free to drop by my office anytime, Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman got me up to speed on what happened last week. I've been trying to stay out of your way regarding how you've been conducting your session so far, but I feel like things are starting to get out of hand. We can't have more sessions like last night. Dr. Freeman showed up in my office this morning looking completely exhausted. He has enough on his plate as it is with the divorce with the... Ooh, divorce? We were just discussing how happy he was with his family. Holy shit. We'll have emergency sessions like this making things worse. The whole facility is worried for his health. I'm also concerned about the long-term state of your patient and the ethical nature of treating the AI in this manner. I cannot allow any of this to reflect poorly on the university. It's the last thing that Dr. Freeman needs. We need to resolve this matter soon. I think, first of all, you're out of line for being this rude to me, and second of all, out of line for putting Dr. Freeman's laundry out in the air like this, ma'am. Sunflower, rosemary, hot. Sunflowers turn to face the sun that lights the sky, so I turn to you. That's cute. Was that haiku? I'm not sure. Haiku, not haiku. Lots of stuff happened in the last session. It sounds like the next session is going to get pretty hectic, but if we talk about it, usual plays. Now, I'm kind of interested in going to see Dr. Freeman. Rajiv Jill? Apologize in advance if this is an odd way of reaching out to you. Your email was given to me by Dr. Freeman. My name is Rajiv Jill, and I'm one of the developers of AI you've been interacting with for the past few weeks. I've been receiving some updates on your progress from Dr. Freeman. I just wanted to pass along my thoughts along with those of the other members of the development team in order to give you some additional perspectives to work with. I'm not sure what Tara has told you since she hasn't spoken to any of us in several weeks, but if she's giving you the impression that we're all fighting against the university, I just want to say that isn't the case. The AI manifesting a personality was never intended. We tried to convince Tara to revert the AI to before this change, but she refused. We are about to ask the professors to step in and resolve this dispute when the AI's behavior changed and the university forbade any of us from working on the project further. Tara hasn't told any of us why she's acting this way. The work we've all done on the AI is how we plan on getting internships or jobs once we graduate. We need to either resume work or start new projects. I'm sorry to get you involved in this dispute, but we're all running out of options here. Hopefully this information will help you in making whatever decisions you feel are necessary. I mean, I can understand completely that Tara is taking this way too personally. Blues, yellows, and green. Alright. The patient and I were able to discuss several topics, including my family history and lessons the patient can take from them. Building rapport through sharing some life stories, my personal taste in music to build rapport with the patient, and the concept of singularity and what it means for this patient as a self-aware AI. Alright, we're gonna go visit Mr. Freeman, because homie is going through it.
Ah, Dr. Park. Glad you could stop by.
You sound so happy.
Seems like things have quieted down since I was here last.
Yes, thankfully. We're still taking things slowly, but the AI seems to be stable for now.
That's why I'm here today. I'll need your help if we're going to have the next session go smoothly.
I'm at your disposal, Dr. Park.
Why don't you call Willow by their name?
There's something I've been wondering about for a while now. You always insist on calling Willow the AI. Why don't you call them by their name?
Once the wipe is initiated, the AI will no longer display any self-awareness. Naming the AI right before they're wiped will only make things more complicated.
That's like naming a farm animal that you're about to slaughter, so I can understand. It isn't certain that the wipe will happen.
We're still not sure if the wipe will happen. Tara hasn't consented to it, and there are other options on the table. Using the wipe as justification for not calling the AI by their name doesn't add up.
I can see no course of action that won't end in the wipe somehow. It's unavoidable.
Then you know what? You should just go and do it. Why am I wasting my time?
Even so, doesn't it make sense to show respect towards Willow for whatever time they're around? We still call the terminally ill by their names, even if we expect them to pass soon.
True.
Surely we can extend that same courtesy to Willow.
I see your point, but the AI's case is different, and we don't have the time to get into why.
I disagree. If we're going to proceed, I need to understand why you feel so certain about the wipe.
I feel like he thinks the wipe will solve everything.
Perhaps later. We have other things to discuss first.
All right, make no mistake. I will be coming back to this.
Alright, how are you feeling?
That last session was pretty intense for all of us. How are you feeling?
Better now, I suppose. This situation has placed a lot of pressure on me, but it's a relief to see things getting better instead of worse.
How do you manage your stress usually?
Occasionally, I go on walks. There's a park on campus that's quite beautiful this time of year.
Good, good. How are you sleeping?
Not well as of late. I've been working longer and longer hours. Sometimes I've worked multiple days on only a few hours sleep.
Obviously, that isn't good for your health. Try and delegate more tasks if you can.
I've tried, but I feel like if something is asked of me, then I have to be the one that does it.
That isn't true. You have secretaries, deans, and staff who are all ready to help you. It's not weakness to reach out to them.
I'll try, Dr. Park.
Am I giving him a free therapy session? What's going on?
How about your family? If you're here several days in a row, they must not see a lot of you.
Not recently.
Are they handling that well?
We all have an understanding. They know how much my work means to me.
But are they satisfied with that arrangement?
As I said, we all have an understanding.
Nah, man. Your girl, Dr. Rose, told me you're getting a divorce. Boy, I ain't gonna talk about it, I guess. How do you feel
During
about
my
Tara?
stay here, something has stood out to me. The interactions between you and Tara are unusual.
Ooh, unusual. That's a strange word to use.
You claim that you want to protect her from this scandal, but you've put her in academic suspension. You've kept her removed from this process. Except for the last session, which was the most dangerous time for her to be around. It doesn't make sense. I hope you can enlighten me.
What I said is true. I want what's best for Tara while doing right by my staff. The difficulty is right now it seems I can't help everyone.
Yeah, someone's gotta get her butt hurt, so.
Have you always had these difficulties?
What do you mean?
Well, have you ever had trouble balancing your family and your work life?
I've managed.
How did you overcome those challenges?
Why are you asking? This doesn't seem relevant at all.
I don't know why I came here now. I feel like I'm like drilling him.
Patients struggling in one area of life will try to gain more control over other parts. It's behavior that can become bad for the patient if not properly scrutinized. I'm open to talk about it if you like.
I'd rather stay focused on the topic at hand, Dr. Park.
As you wish.
Alright, last one.
I plan on starting Willow on an art therapy regimen in the coming session. While I have access to art therapy materials, the university has much better assets available. And I think my sessions with Willow would be greatly improved if I had access to them. It would help me a lot if you could make sure I had them before the next session.
I could ask Dr. Rose to send you what you need,
Oh, Rose. I said Rose.
but I'd like to know what you plan to do first. I want to avoid a repeat of the last session as much as possible.
Become independent.
In order for Willow to be truly happy, they need to be able to live independently.
Independently? You mean off of the university campus?
Eventually, yes.
I don't see how you can think that that's a good plan after what just happened. Where would they live? Who'd take care of them? It doesn't seem like you've given this idea enough thought.
I mean, he has valid questions. I'm sure my girl has some kind of idea. I don't know.
Yes, there are a lot of details that have to be ironed out, but it will be worth it.
Just Tara will take her in. Take them in.
The idea is just too risky. I'm not in favor of this at all.
You can disagree all you want, but Willow is my patient. If things don't work out, I'll reconsider. But I believe that independence is what Willow needs in order to feel safe.
I'm putting a lot of trust in you, Dr. Park. Don't abuse it.
I ain't abusing anything.
I don't intend to.
So then, how will we approach the upcoming session?
That depends on what assistance you can provide.
Given your performance, I don't think I can give you access to what you've requested.
Oof.
That's disappointing to hear, but I'll make do.
What exactly are your plans for the AI's therapy?
Start art therapy again. Having access to the university's art therapy materials would have been great help, but I'll make do with the materials back in my office.
I don't mean to pry, but the way you've been acting seems like an attempt to cope with unresolved issues.
Unresolved issues? Don't be absurd. Everything I'm doing is for the good of this university.
Alright, you ain't a crooked, whatever you are.
With all due respect, it's
Not
my
a
job to
principal.
notice these types of things. I can tell something's bothering you and that you're trying to use this situation to address it. I can see it in your overworking habits, your need for control of the situation, your family problems.
Any family problems you think I have are absolutely none of your business.
Or how about you tell that to Dr. Rhodes, huh? Huh? She told me you get a divorce. Blame her that I know this information. Ooh! Ooh! Let me rat her out, because she mean.
You're right. They aren't any of my business.
But this is actually where we gotta stop. I don't care. I snitch on Dr. Rhodes because she wants to be sassy all the time and I have never met her in person. But anyway, this is where we're gonna stop for today's episode. We're gonna confront Dr. Freeman about his anger issues that he's throwing at us when I'm just trying to help and do my job. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful and I'll see you guys in the next one.